We are up. We are live. Show is beginning. Always remember it's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. So anything is live what happens. So here we go. Let's get it. We about to hit our toast. Oh, I forgot to plug in my mic. Let me go on and do that. What's up? Now you got to put on some clothes, Gina. Ooh, yeah, come on over here so that they can see you in the shirt. We're going to be having these. Let's say, as a matter of fact, let me join her. Come on, let's see that? That Gye-Nyame. We're going to have that at the mall, right? That's her shirt she wore for her little presentation, right? Little Gina G was out there doing her thing, right? So, also I'm going to join her, but we're going to have it in red. We're going to have it in black, and of course green. We're going to have blue, and the white one. I'm going to wear one of the white ones for the show today. So, there you go. But family, y'all know what it is. I'm going to give y'all time to congregate, get the congregation of the mighty together. Let me go and join Gina G. Yeah, man. We got over to the barbershop right on time. We were the first ones ever. I was like, good grief, we about to have the show. I got some equipment coming next week. We got some equipment that I need to share with you right now. Well, you want to be on the show for good? Oh, come on. All right. You're gonna get your glass. Well, you a minor. We can expect you to do a cup if you want to do a cup. But as adults, we got to toast with glasses because the ancestors like the chinging of the glass. So family, listen. First off, once again, I want to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Girl, I don't know why you sound... Go ahead, put that down. I don't know why it sound like anime. Go ahead, put it down. I don't know why anime sound like she got something in her throat. So we're going to try it again. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hatim, joined by Miss Gina and her apple. And this is the Daily Toast. And it's a Heart of a Smooth production. You need your own water because I got to drink this whole water myself. Oh, here. You finish that one. And of course, you know we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Now family, listen. Grab your glass up for that water. Get your bottle of that water. Twist the cap off that water, cover that. Lift and pour your water. Drink. Lift, pour, then drink. Y'all see me pausing. I'm waiting for Gina, but she ain't in it right now. Now, move your body and drink some water. Stretch. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Come on. Move your body and drink some water. Come on. Just move your body. Drink. Or should we say, move, then drink.
No,
Now, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Live, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Lift, breathe, move, drink. Messed it up, so I gotta say it right. Hold on. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Look. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink with me, fam. We got 1 minute, 13 seconds. Drink, 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 drink. No. Drink, 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 drink. We did it again, family. Woo! We drank all the water. So, because we got some stuff to be conversating about, I'm going to open up the lines. Oh, my God. Man. Too much water. Well, can't never have too much water. Water is good for you. But I drank a lot of it fast. That was 50 ounces, family. We moved up to the 50 ounce. And we're able to get it down in 1 minute and 32 seconds, right? Actually, if I didn't have to pour it, no, because I don't want to see the label, because there will be no free water advertisements. We're looking for water sponsors. That's what we're looking for, right? We got house payments and car payments to make. We trying to be black in America, right? So we got, it's expensive, right? But y'all see the shirts. The shirts will be on sale at the next market. We got blue, we got white, we're gonna have black on black, we're gonna have red on black, we're gonna have green on black, we're gonna have blue on black, and of course we're gonna have white on black, right? Alright, family, so this is what we're about to do. We're about to do this toast real quick. Ooh, that's a good idea, Gina. That's a good idea. I think a pink on black would be good too. That would be good. I think we could do that. So I might need an order of 25. Royalty, if you out there listening, we need an order of 25.
They'll be all the colors of the
Well, nah, because Daily Toast is just white on all those different colors. We just gonna have the black shirts. Because right now we just experimenting. I'm trying to give y'all some experience on creating businesses and or at least creating streams of income. So we'll work on that. So pink, I'm going to text Royalty right after this, and we'll get right on top of that. All right. So I know some of y'all probably out already, but well, before I even get to the announcements or any of that other stuff, because I got some stuff I really want to cover, because I just got some news about Paul Manafort that pissed me off, and I have to discuss that, right? Of course, we're gonna hit on some reparation stuff. we're gonna definitely hit on some health stuff because that's kind of how the show started. So we gotta, we gotta stay true to our roots because health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be around to see some stuff. Even though I'm doing a lot of crazy stuff, but hey, we're gonna go and get us some ambrosia to toast with. This is that unfiltered ambrosia. See how it looks? Mine is unfiltered. It's dark, and then at the bottom you got the sediment because the bacteria and yeast are still in there kicking and moving. No, that's not a SCOBY. It's not forming a SCOBY. That's what's left over with the bacteria and yeast in there eating up everything. So a SCOBY could form if I was to allow this one, put it in the proper environment. But I only got a little bit of this one left. This one is kind of filtered, right? And I only got a little bit of the red left. That's the red. Woo. I'm so glad my wife introduced me to that wache leaf, because that wache leaf smooth this. It's a taste to behold. It's not overwhelming or anything like that, but it has a lot of extra vitamins and minerals. And we're going to talk about some herbs today. We're going to talk about a new device that I'm trying to work with. It don't stop you from snoring, according to my family. My wife said it didn't stop me from snoring, but I still don't believe that I snore. I'm thinking I'm just surrounded by haters that want me to feel bad about my superpower.
No, but because you were snoring still, but you were snoring with your mouth.
Okay, cool. Well, then I want to make sure I'm sleeping with my mouth closed, because we talked about that earlier, and we early in the show's history we went through the importance of breathing. Not through the mouth, but through the nose, right? So let's go and do this toast, Gina, so that we can go and get into our conversation, and I get ready to get out of here. We can start our day. So we're gonna pour.
Dad's blowing out when my mouth was
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling my enemies where to find me, Gina. I appreciate that.
But I didn't tell you where you're going.
All they gotta do is look on. I'll probably be Instagramming or something. All right, so me and Gina gonna do this toast right now. So we're gonna first off, we're gonna raise our glass and toast the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glasses, and we say, Ashe. From there, hey, hold on. We got a long list. Now we gotta lift up our glass. We're gonna salute the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We're going to lift up our glass, and we're going to lift up our glass for our ancestors, and we're going to say the names. Y'all get ready. We got a long list of illustrious ancestors, and this is one of the reasons that I really got on board with the ADOS piece, because a lot of these people on here are our ancestors that never got reparations, and I feel that it is a worthy battle. And I like getting on the side of a worthy battle. I like getting on the side of the underdog and fighting for those. Oh my God. You know what? Facebook, I know what the problem is. I messed up horribly. Hold on, Facebook. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have to start over on Facebook. We're going to keep it live on Spreaker. So those of us watching me now, if you want to keep up with what's going on, I have to change something very quickly and start restreaming, because I forgot to change the stream title. Update all. Yeah, I need to update all. Daily Toast.
Come here.
Dash. Kuumba. 3. Put that down. This is why I want you to know how to do the show, but I don't want you to be disrupting. 193. We're going to update all. Now, let's see what happens. I updated all. Let's see what happens. Did the show change? Because a lot of people still think we on Nia, so I'm going to have to, let me update the stream and see if it changed. I'm about to update the chat. Well, actually, the chat is going to have to be updated again anyway, because I'm about to shut it off and go back. Not yet. We don't want people calling in yet, because we're in the midst of the toast. So I'm going to shut it off, and I'll be back. Alright, so now we are streaming once again. refresh the chat. Oh, no. All right, for those that's just tuning in now, we just had to update everything because we had the wrong title for the show. And I was wondering what was going on because a lot of people was looking at it like, it's not Nia, Brother Hot Tim. What's wrong with you? It's not Nia. You got to get your dates right, sir. You have to we have to change the whole piece. So if those that need to catch the beginning, go back and go and check out the beginning. I'm sorry for the mix-up.
This call is being recorded.
Oh, somebody calling in early already in the midst of the toast. What's going on? Who this? Oh, okay. Just hung up on us. All right. Cool. Here we go. We're going to call out the ancestors. We lifting up our glass. Lift up that glass, little girl. I know you say no, but lift up that glass. Salute your ancestors. All right, boom. Here we go. Miles Brown, Liz Ann, Robert the Tex, Hunter Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Jordan William Walter, Chris Fanny Gasson, Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland Junior Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Jenny Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamal Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fillard, Montague Pittman, Normal X, Pat Mott Rob, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Broker, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Degel Pulliam, the Luxter Brothers, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Bronson, Mr. Miles Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Natalie Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Rain Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., and I didn't send out the black signal. Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Wells, Vita Farmer, Augusta Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Trail Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thorne, Pearl G. Thorne, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Eric, Patricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Perju Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Teacher Louise, Linda Watson Hammonds. Hey man, hey, turn on the background. May Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Eric, Patricia Lewis. Science fiction series that is fully improvised. May Elizabeth Rogers, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Eric, Patricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keach Larice, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy Selva Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, May Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Derrida Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas, Triggs, Senior, Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Mina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Leomont Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Besiji Filani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanner, Barry Wilson Heading, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Davis Timothy Butler, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Eugene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingle, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Akabuki, also known as Gypsy. Hold on, Gypsy, boom, boom, boom. No, nothing wrong with the line. I don't know what's going on. All right, I'll look at it. Reverend Roosevelt, Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judith Herbert, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hat Senior Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cooper, Vivian Stevenson, Nuana Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Alvis Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlington Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Rainey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ryan McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekel Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarin Coper, George Swan, Amelia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. And on to the new part of the list, we have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westinia Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Kundle, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joey, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quincy Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denisa Gorey, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid Isen, also known as Nigel Turner, and Demetrius Lewis Flint. Great Kuumba to you as well, Brother Kwame. Question for you. If there is no space, is there time? That's for the Black Yoda out there. So we lift up our glass, we salute all those ancestors, and we say, what, Gina G? From there, family, we move to the present moment, and you know the present moment is a very powerful moment that you need to be paying attention to. And
damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I said. get all intense on us, right? There is no tomorrow. So we lift up our glass salute in this moment. And in this moment, family, we are on Kuumba. And what is Kuumba? Kuumba, for those that don't speak the language, creativity. So we asking everybody in our family to focus in using your reticular formation, right? So that you can go and identify, purposely seek out creativity in our community. Look for it, right? I'm just saying, right? We got to learn to find our principles active in our community, right? Active because they are there. Right, so we're gonna look at order, which is the demonic principle today. The color is orange, but we got on our daily toast. We got on our Gye-Nyame shirts. Gye-Nyame family in the house, right? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. That is the Hermetic law today. We have male name for the day is Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. And to all the Amas, we got Amas in the house. To all the Amas, I'm a chameleon. Today's your day. Today's your day. I'm a. Today's your day. Yay. Alright, so shouts out. So we're raising it up in this moment where our power lies. And in this moment, once again, we affirm our pact with the past as well as the future. So we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to all of our relations. And we lift up our glass and we say, what, Gina G?
Ashe.
From all of our relations, we move to that selfish toast. This is for you. What is it that you need in this moment? What you need in this moment, right now, in this moment, to make this moment powerful. We lift up our glass to that and we say, Ashe. And last but not least, family, I toast the most powerful, most inspiring, the strongest, the most unified, or the most unifying individual, the most self-determined, the most cooperative, the most collective, the most responsible, the most purposeful, the most creative, and the most full of faith individual in the room right now. Don't be looking around. I'm talking to you. I'm lifting up my glass and we say, Ashe. Come on, get it up. Ashe. 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 We wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. So we lift up our glass and we drink. Oh, it's aging. Oh, it's aging. You can't. Hold on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You ain't strong. You ain't got to be making those faces. I ain't gonna let you on my show no more. But it's aging in a different way, boy. Alright, so let's see, hold on. I started a conversation with the Black Yoda. Let's see. Some believe time to be an artificial construct, and as there is no time if there is no motion. But as we understand in the universe we live in, time is inseparable from space. That's Brother Kwame. Brother Shaka said our existence is defined by time and space. Without them, there's no physical existence. But the question I ask is, if there is no space, is there time? So I'm not, our existence are defined by time and space. But the question is that I'm asking, if there is no space, is there time? Now, just looking at it from that perspective, I'm only asking because, like Kwame say, time requires motion, or at least in time is. Could time be basically the measurement from one thing to another, or the motion of a thing? You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm just asking that question. It's just like one of those questions that I had. I wake up with questions. Existence. Somebody on the line. Who on the line? We got two people on the line. Who on the line? Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Hold
Is it
on.
still over?
No, you still on the line?
No, something wrong with this. Something wrong with the line.
Hold on,
I
hold
got
on,
muted.
hold on. Be patient, be
Earlier.
patient, be patient, be patient.
I think we just can't hear Hatem. I think he
Oh.
can hear us, but we can't hear him.
All right, well, I'm gonna hang up and call back in. Hold on.
Copy.
I'm gonna disconnect me. I'm gonna leave the line open, and I'm gonna call back in. That's simple. That's a simple fix. We up.
This conference is being recorded by the organizer.
I'm up. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool. So we are up. I got several things that we need to discuss. If there's no space, there's no time. It's a good thought experiment. Again, time and space are inseparable. Kwame say time and space are inseparable. Because I'm asking because I'm just trying to understand my superpower, right? I could create space, thereby giving individuals in which I create the space the time to do what they need to do. So I'm just trying to understand my superpower, you know? So I was just going sitting at the feet of the great Black Yoda to see what's going on. But we got some callers on the line. But before we even get the callers on, because we got Lady J, and we also got Brother Shaka on the line right now, I want to announce that there will be a Per Ankh tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. at the Afrocentric Personal Development Shop. And the subject is what's their passion. And we're going to be talking to the youth, or the youth going to be talking to us. We got Brother Cleveland Brown that's going to be doing his thing. We got Brother Levon Cobb the Fourth doing his thing. I think Brother Tykees is coming. So family, come out and support the young people. Please bring a covered dish. It's at 1409 East Livingston Avenue. Huh? I don't know. That's up to your mama, Gina G. Why you get she? We already had discussion. Also, I want to announce that we have the G&J Community Mall going down on March 30th from 12 to 6 p.m. We still looking for vendors. If you pay early, it's only $20 for the regular vendors. For food vendors, it's $30. Listen, that you can't beat that. We're doing this once a month so that we can build up the heartbeat, the heart of the community. You know what makes the heart beat? You. We need you to come out and support the vendors. We need you to vend. We need you to support the vendors. So, all right. Now, back to my family on the line. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? This is Shaka here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. You know, you never guess who I ran into yesterday. Pharaoh wanted to get his little action figures, so we go to the one store that get it, you know, so we can do a stop motion animation.
Right.
And walked Wisdom.
Shut up. Y'all just have
Yeah.
Wisdom was at the same store as you?
Yeah,
What was he looking for? Or he just saw you?
the video game.
Okay. All right. Hey. It's a small world. It's a small world.
Yeah,
Who's Wisdom?
right.
Who's Wisdom?
Oh.
Hey. Hey,
No, we just ran into, you're talking about figurines. Me and my daughter just ran into a real live superhero walking out the street.
Who?
That
oh my
woman.
goodness.
Who you
That
running to?
woman.
Catwoman.
That woman.
All right. So now,
Yeah.
so just to get the show popping off, I told everybody I would share my experiment because one of the pieces is that we talk about proper breathing. One of the first parts of the song is, of course, you know, we can't pour libations if we're not healthy. We got to be healthy so that we can serve our ancestors, to make sure that their memories stay alive, because health for African is being forgotten. But we also have to be healthy in the present moment so that we can go and establish the foundation upon which our children stand. So one of the experiments I'm doing to increase my health is I snore when I sleep. But I'm finding out that how I snore is different. So what I got right now is a chin strap that I fasten around my neck to make sure that my head, to make sure that my mouth stays shut while I'm asleep. Because
Will you be wearing those to those meetings you be sleeping in at the school?
hell no.
'Cause I'm just looking forward to seeing that picture. And sometimes you fall asleep and your mouth falls
Ain't no
open and you
damn-
be snoring, and it'll be a whole meeting.
My mouth ain't never been open snoring in a goddamn meeting.
I bet
That's a
somebody
different
has a
time.
picture of that.
I bet they got a
I bet
picture of
you
me
70
sleep. I bet you they got a picture of me sleep. And that sleep is different because, like I said, I'm creating space during those meetings. You know what I'm saying? Because some of that shit.
You know, you're
But-
allowing everything to incubate.
That's right. And I made it through college like that. I got a scholarship from high school like that. So, but this is called Transcended, and it's basically a strap that helps keep your mouth closed right now. Because there's different type of snoring. So they're snoring like this. And you can hear it straight through the throat. Then you got snoring like this. Where's the nose? So now what I got to do is find something to adjust my breathing with my nose so that I can make sure that I'm getting, because somehow there's some type of obstruction up in here. Family, the whole breathing piece is very important. A lot of people do not understand that a lot of these diseases, if we just take care of the first two pieces in our song, take your breath and drink your water, we can alleviate a lot of issues. Right? I just wanted to make sure. So I'm going to let y'all know we're going to be doing this experiment for about 30 days. I also got the mouth tape coming too, but I don't think I'm going to use that. I'll find something else to use that for.
How come you
wanna
don't use the strips that go across your nose and open up the pathways, your sinuses?
I'm thinking about getting some of those as well. Because
I have something to add to that.
Go ahead.
I have a friend who I've been trying to encourage to make a video and post it. I feel like he could sell it. So he does these sit-ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 20 sit-ups a day. And I've watched his daughter shrink. In the matter of about a year, I've watched her shrink. And I said to him, I can't believe that it's a sit-up, but actually it's a breathing, the way that he does the breathing that is causing, that helps with the weight loss. So I just wanted to add that I could feel, I what you just said resonates with me, and I agree.
You know, what makes sense to me about what you just said is that as a singer, I'm very conscious of my pathways, and a lot of times when I get more active, doing calisthenics or whatnot, if I crack my back in a certain way, it affects my pathway. And so when and even in your throat, when you feel like that scratchiness in the back of your throat, sometimes that's because of the way that your esophagus is aligned with your whole alignment. And so that's why a lot of times y'all see me cracking my neck in a certain way, because it actually it actually affects the way that I project my voice.
Once again, back to the breath. You know what I'm saying? So of course we're gonna do we're gonna do another show on the importance of the breath, because we always gotta talk about that health piece, because that's part of our whole struggle too in our community. But another article I found was from MBG, and I don't know what that stands for. Herbs, 5 science-backed herbs that really do their job. Here we go. This is an article by William Cole, DC, IFMCP, functional medicine practitioner. We live in an amazing time, don't we? There's boundless information about anything we want to learn about right at our fingertips. All right, let's skip that. All right, but that is not always the case. All right, but let's go. Let's just go into the herbs. So the first one he talks about is ginger. This popular herb has been used for centuries for its powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Most of the ginger health benefits are believed to come specifically from the bioactive compound gingerol. While ginger can help with a variety of ailments, the majority of studies surrounding ginger focus on the ability to calm. Who is singing in the background?
Your daughter-in-law.
What's up? What's up, baby? You gonna make all the noise you want. Cause that was the best candy bar I ever bought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good God Almighty. So hey, dowries work to your advantage when you a hustler. I'm just saying. Alright. So, while ginger can help with a variety of ailments, the majority of studies surrounding ginger focus on its ability to calm digestive distress and soothe nausea. When it comes to nausea, studies have actually shown that ginger is just as effective as the anti-nausea medication, Dramamine, with fewer, if any, side effects. For those with gut problems, ginger has a calmative and antiemetic abilities that help break down gas and support the proper function of the digestive system, including bowel movements, since it's also anti-inflammatory. It can work to calm the irritated gut. Here we go. Rhodiola. A lot of y'all might not heard of rhodiola, but this is called North American ginseng. This is how it was introduced to me by Brother Jay over at when they used to have the herb store over there on Hudson and High. Sunflower. Rhodiola. Anyone who knows me knows I am obsessed with aptogenes, the kingdom of plants and herbal medicines that can help restore balance to almost every area of the body. The rhodiola is no exception, often referred to as the stress calmer. Rhodiola rosea is a flowering plant whose roots is used to help reduce stress, alleviate anxiety, and enhance sleep qualities. For my patients dealing with adrenal fatigue, this is a great choice as it works to support your sympathetic nervous system, the stress control center of your body, by regulating cortisol levels because of its assistance in overcoming fatigue. It is often used specifically as an energy booster. In fact, it's been shown to help enhance endurance in athletes. The next one is lemon balm. For being easy to find and having such a light, refreshing flavor, lemon balm packs an extremely intense punch against viruses, also known as Melissa officinalis. This lemon-scented member of mint family is the next level antiviral. It has been shown to be particularly effective at fighting the herpes simplex virus, HSV-1, the same group of viruses that cause cold, sores, mono, chickenpox, shingles, and chronic fatigue. Lemon balm. Now, one of my favorites and one of my go-tos, dandelion. With the constant onslaught of toxins in our everyday lives, it is important to make regular detoxification a priority and finding ways to make our lives a cleanse. Since the rise of autoimmune conditions can be correlated to the rise in modern-day toxin use, it's more important than ever to incorporate regular detoxing protocols into your everyday. To many of us, dandelions are just annoying weeds that sprout up in our yards every year. But for those looking to enhance their health, dandelions are one of the best tools we have for supporting our detoxification pathways. For starters, they're packed with B vitamins, which act as fuel for methylation, your body's biochemical superhighway that controls your ability to detox. Additionally, dandelions support your liver, your body's main detox organ due to polysaccharides content. Last is astragalus. It seems like we could all use a little immune boost, especially during cold and flu season, and no one does it better than astragalus. This root adaptogen is both an antibacterial and antiviral and has the ability to boost immune regulating T cells. It also works to restore balance to the Th1 and Th2 pro-inflammatory cytokines, which need to be balanced for your immune system to function. So those are the five. I'll go back through the five once again. We have ginger, rhodiola, lemon balm, dandelion, astragalus. There's a lot of diseases that's running rampant in our community, and I think that we could go a long way by adding just a few of these things to our regiments. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us want to live. I want to live long enough to get my reparations. Because they're gonna stall us out. Go ahead.
You talked about the astrologist. You know, I use astrologist. Did you say anything about diabetes with that one? Because that one is
No, it was a short article. Didn't say nothing about.
Okay.
But I'm quite sure. I mean, family, listen. Don't stop here. Take some time and do your own research. Did you get to pay for the Kwame drink? Yes, I did. Now, so on to an article that pissed me off today. Manafort's sentence fires up debate on sentence inequities. Now, the reason that well, I'm gonna read it first, and then I'm gonna get into it because I am about to go on a mad rant. Why is it going to YouTube? I want to go to the article. I don't want to see no video.
Manafort was sentenced in Virginia on the case where he was convicted by a jury.
I gotta find another one. I'm sorry. It took me straight to YouTube.
The sentence was for 47 months, which is approximately 4 years.
All right, Mr. Manafort.
So he'll get credit for that time.
Mr. Manafort finally got to speak for himself and clearly accepts responsibility for his conduct.
All right.
Sentencing guidelines, which are determined based on criminal history and
So it took me to. So I'm gonna look up Manafort's case. Hold on.
for federal cases.
And it won't stop. I can't help it. It won't stop. I'm sorry. Manafort. Because what I want to read is his sentence. And the issue that bothers me the most about this man only getting 4 years, all the stuff that he did, the money, basically the money laundering or shifting around money, lying and all this shit, he only got 4 years. He only got 4 years. And that bothers me because we all, I ain't gonna say we all, I can speak for myself. I have somebody who had done crimes that have not affected as many people as Manafort. I got a brother right now sitting away for 8 years for a less severe crime. He didn't cheat the nation. He didn't boom, boom, boom. There's still doubts about whether or not he didn't do anything illegal. Let me say that first. First off, now, if anything, there was mistakes, maybe some bad bookkeeping and all this, whatever the case. 8 years. But we got an individual that is able to get 4 years. A white boy get 4 years for cheating the country. I can't turn this damn thing off. All right, cool. I got it all. All right. So, family, the point is there's a disparity in sentences, and we know this, right? Everybody know this. But then when we bring up the issue that, because whether people know it or not, this plays into the case for reparations because there is a systematic assault against us that has been long standing, and it has been the standard, and this needs to be reversed, especially if we are taxpayers of this country. We are the original Americans. Before there was American concept, we was here. When American concept was created, it was built on our bones and the blood of our ancestors, and now it is time for America to pay. Period. Now, we got all these brothers behind bars for shit that they are now making illegal. We got individuals that's got life terms for weed. I don't know if y'all really understand. Life term for weed, and now they legalize weed and turn around, and guess what? Black folks can't really get into it. Why? Because we don't have the capital from the past to invest into the now so that we could build up wealth for the future. We're constantly playing catch up, and that shit has to stop. And we cannot allow them to go with this. We're going to level the playing field for everyone. That's some bullshit. Let's just look at some numbers. I told y'all the other day, I did the numbers for the billionaires, right? I looked at the billionaires. If I'm correct, we had what, 1.5%? Was it 2.5% of the billionaires? Black billionaires? Because I found 4 in the possible. Possibly 3 and 2 possibles. Millionaires. We make up 6 to 8% of the millionaires, which means that out of the 11 million millionaires, there is about 880,000 black millionaires. Now, but then you turn around and you look at the total wealth that we hold. I ain't talking about income, because now we passed this phase. So if you call in talking about income, we got a whole nother issue there. But if we look at the total amount of wealth that's held by black folks in America, we are about at 2.6%. If that much.
Can I talk about this for a second, Hakeem?
Go ahead.
And again, I got to give a disclaimer that you're not going to like what I say.
You damn right. I'm already prepared. Matter of fact, I'm going to pee while you talking so I can miss it. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just joking.
Okay.
But I am going to pee.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a thing that we have to be mindful of. Immediately and prior to the end of slavery, you had black people moving and setting up centers, and we know this, for our progression. We were putting things into play. Something that happened that was, you had these new ideas of slavery. So one thing you had was the penal system. That was set up as a new form of slavery. But also in the 20s specifically, there was a campaign that would keep us in debt. And when I read the historical text, when I read the primary documents, the autobiographies from this period, it is obvious. Not only that, I watched one of the first black films. It was a silent film. And I'm always sad that I can't remember the exact name, but it's on YouTube under African American cinema or whatever, and it's like the one-way ticket to hell. That's how I always remember, but I know I'm not saying it exact. And so, one thing that is for sure, 2 things for certain, is that there were systems put in place that would keep us enslaved. And one of those systems, the way that was this whole consumer society. And so whenever they anticipated that we would acquire some type of income, because if you remember, once the African Americans began leaving the South and looking for jobs, they were taking the jobs of white people and other minorities because
there was no other minority.
They could pay us less. There was,
right.
So,
there was no other minorities. We were the minority at that time. Go ahead.
No, I'm talking. I'm
you said the 30s, right?
What I'm talking. I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
But you remember during this time there was really there was this whole concept of white isn't what it is today. During that period, you had your whites who were also kind of segregated. Mm-hmm. So you had your Irish, you had your German, and that's what I mean. So some of those people, amongst themselves, they discriminated amongst themselves. And so whenever, in the same way, and again, every time I start saying this, people be like, but it wasn't the same way. I'm not saying it was the same way. I'm just saying we have to be mindful of this. So whenever we move, whoever those smaller groups were that lived amongst themselves, that spoke a common language, right? Then you had the people who were in control, which are the same people in control now, and those were the white landowners dating back to Europe in that feudalism system, right? These were already the people who had enough money who could pay the then white here who were less than them, right? It was always a class system. And before we get into the rotation, they're already discriminating against us themselves, correct?
Okay.
If we look at the class system, okay. And so, I say that all to say that there were systems that were put in place that were created because it was inevitable. It was inevitable that a black man would rise. And the reason why they knew this too is because they too knew history. That's why they're on the defense. They too knew history. They too knew that the Negro knew rivers. And so it's nothing that we haven't seen here in America that we haven't seen all over the fucking world where they have tried to do something to keep us down, but still we rose. And it was the same thing. So they anticipated that here in the United States. And what they put into place, again, was the penal system. They're going to keep us incarcerated with free labor. And then they made sure that we would spend all the money that we had or did not have on things that we did not need. And that's why we're in this situation as well. We can't always, when I'm thinking about it as a system not been fair, you're exactly right. But what I took from that book, The Destruction of a Black Civilization, was that we too have to hold ourselves accountable.
Lady J,
that contribute.
There you
so
go.
If we're making money and we're not owning any wealth, it's because we are caught up in their system.
Lady J,
which keeps us
but
forward.
it's kind of like you jump back and forth because first off you painted a picture of a systematic process that held us out. Then you jump right over to the picture and be like, niggas, it's your fault. Now, this is what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm hearing.
Why did you miss? I knew you. See, that's one thing for sure. He thinks certain.
You say that one too, and you squeezed in, and you say that's one of your things, and then you also got the niggas speak rivers there too.
It's all a part of it.
But what I'm saying is, Lady J, are you? Because this is what I'm not understanding in our discussion. Are you saying that because we're messed up in certain aspects, we shouldn't fight for reparations?
Too much TV. I'm saying that we watch too much TV.
Lady J, all of us are not watching TV, baby. Listen,
keep ourselves down.
Lady J,
as well.
All of us are not watching TV.
Hey, let me chime in a little bit because I think I can add a little perspective of what's being said and what's actually being done. Here in Cleveland, of course, we are knee deep in this whole regentrification, and as we discovered last year with my incident, it's cutthroat, it's doggy dog, and it's people moving together real gangsterly out there. All right. I was out yesterday and, making my deliveries or whatnot. And every town that I went to, I started to realize, here in Cleveland Heights.
Can you pour me some water?
You know what I mean? Why do they call it Cleveland Heights? I'm talking to my son because you got to go up. It's the highest position in Cleveland, right? And so, it's almost that thing where when you're in Cleveland Heights, you can look down at the rest of Cleveland. All right,
just turn it on.
On some Pride Rock. This is Pride Rock of Cleveland, right? And if we were Mufasa and Simba sitting up at the top,
can I jump in real quick? Quick, just in Cleveland is one of those places, correct, where black people moved to and immigrated to. Cleveland is a major center in this whole piece of the Harlem Renaissance and all of that other great things, right?
And you're talking about the northern migration? Yes.
Yes,
Cleveland, Detroit, yes.
Yes, okay. I'm just wanting to throw that in. Because that further supports my case.
I don't even know what case you got, Lady J. That's the problem. I don't understand the case that you're bringing up. Are you saying we don't deserve reparations?
Go ahead,
come on now.
So check this out.
Give me some clarity.
So as you slide down Pride Rock, you can't do so unless you go through Little Italy. All right, Little Italy. If you want to Google the history and there's a lot. There used to be a hell of a lot of tension there, especially for black folks. You didn't want to drive your car through Little Italy. All right, but if you went through Little Italy, remember that part. Remember that part where Mufasa was like, "That shadowy area right there, you must never go there." That's East Cleveland. And right now, through this whole gentrification, East Cleveland is the least desirable part of Cleveland that nobody wants to go. So black folk here in Cleveland decided, you know what? Let's own it. Let's, for those of us who thinking like we thinking, let's own it. So you got people like Joe Little from the Rude Boys put his money together and opened up a coffee shop right down there. You got the I think it's called the Chandler Building, which is the building itself is long as is a property that y'all got the school on 3500. All right, and it's four stories high, and so this whole East Cleveland thing is going on, but it's still raggedy as shit. The rest of black folk in Cleveland who is not chipping in, they trying to stay as far away from East Cleveland as possible. And this whole gentrification
okay, I got a
thing-
question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I watched.
I don't know where we are. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I do want to say that I remember years ago. I remember first coming to an understanding what gentrification is, and I think that everything cycles around. You know what I'm saying? Everything cycles around. So I think one part of it is just knowing patterns, and I think that with that I think that we should act accordingly. Columbus too is going through gentrification, but I remember traveling before the recession to Detroit, and I always knew it was called the Motor City, right? But this was years ago, I think, when I was in college. Anyways, but the club was an old thing. They were putting clubs on their car, and they were telling me that why do you think they call it the Motor City? Also, one thing that was happening was that I liked it because I thought, the police was never around. I really like it here. All these black people living amongst each other. Well, then one day they told me, they said, well, the only thing about that is, what happens with crime. All that to say, the malls had closed down. Everything that's happened in Columbus happened there way before it happened here. Milwaukee, what happened in Milwaukee with black people, it's all like takes away, right? So I feel like like I said, we just gotta familiarize ourselves with the cycles. We gotta familiarize ourselves with this stuff so that we can act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So that we can act accordingly, because we see it happening all over the country. We see it happen all over the country as it pertains to us. You know what I'm saying? As it pertains to us. But again, I think that there are, even with your statistics, there are people making money, but we're not buying wealth. That's what I hear you saying. Like we're making the income. We're obtaining more income, but we're not owning, right?
Well, Lady J, I think that
wait a minute, Shaka, because I need to know if that's what Hashem is saying.
Well,
With his
listen,
numbers.
I brought up the conversation. I say reparations. I don't understand what either one of y'all
And
stand.
I agree. I agree, but I'm asking you, do you think the issue is that we're not making money or that we're not acquiring wealth?
We don't listen.
You said income. You specifically said this is. I'm
let
not
me
talking
finish.
about income. I'm talking about wealth.
I'm talking about wealth.
So you're not talking about.
I'm not
you're
talking
not
about income.
And
I'm not
wealth,
talking about income.
If I'm not mistaken, wealth is having equity. Correct?
No.
Wealth is having equity, like owning businesses.
Not just owning business, because
having
what black folks consider business, in many cases, unfortunately, is not real business. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, if you look at a majority of the black businesses, it's people with cards and no employees. I mean, let's keep it real. A majority of entrepreneurs, Clay, the water boiling. A majority of the black-owned businesses have no employees. So it's more of a black consult.
You have numbers on this?
Yeah, I can find the numbers. That's easy for me to find the numbers on that. I don't think you want to go down that road with me, baby, because I've been studying this for the last 2 years.
And then,
But hold on. All I'm trying to be clear on. Look up in there somewhere.
Okay, and then I just need you, once you find the number, I need you to find, I mean, this is where, again, I be telling you, like, and you say, tell me the place. Show me this place.
Okay, cool.
Show me this place. I tell you, I know it to be a fact. I know it to
What
be
you know to be a fact?
What
you know to be a fact? Are you about to go to this Disneyland for black folks out here in America somewhere? This place where black folks run it?
I'm standing. I know it to be a fact.
It's not a fact. It's not a fact. That's the illusionary dream shit that you got going on, Lady J. That's what that shit is. I'm just saying.
Hey, can I jump back in for a second, y'all?
That's that. I mean, as long as y'all don't come with no dream shit on me, I'm just saying. This I hope shit. You know what I'm saying? This Obamanism. I can't do that shit right now. I really can't. I'm waiting for 2053. I'm looking at 2053. I gotta shift shit around. And white niggas are saying, look, it's our fault. I need to be clear where you stand. Is it our fault? Is it we haven't been hustling enough?
It really comes back down to what Marcus Garvey said when he said that the destruction of the Negro is disorganization. I mean, the whole piece is that I've seen evidence of the contrary, Lady J. I've seen black folks sell their East Coast properties where the market is high, and take their money, their profit from their sales, and going down to North Carolina and building their dream homes because the price of living is so much lower there. You understand? So the same thing I can say about Cleveland. Now they could have took those investments. They could have took that money and invested in Cleveland just the same because a house that in New Jersey might cost a $500,000 is the same house that in Cleveland only costs $100,000. So when you sell that East Coast property and you go down and you take your wealth and you build down in North Carolina, that thing happened over the past decade. When I came back to Cleveland, a lot of people that I knew from the East Coast was moving down there and building brand new. And I've seen the cycle. Go ahead.
But hold on, we got somebody. Wait, hold on. We got somebody else on the line. Who is this?
This is Kim.
Go ahead, sister.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I just wanted to jump in because I was listening, and I again apologize if I get cut off, but anything can happen. But I know what you guys are saying because you're talking about what you see. And I think when we first started having these discussions, I actually kind of went back and forth with Antonio Moore about 2 years ago because I was in a text because I was telling him, responding to one of his videos, and I was talking about, what I've seen on I'm from Chicago, and what I saw on my block and how I saw house after house where the people who bought the houses would die, and the kids would get loans on the house, and then they wouldn't pay it, and then the houses would go into foreclosure. And he basically said, yes, that did happen, but it happened because these kids didn't have the job to hold on to the house anyway. And so what I'm saying is everything we're witnessing is real. But what we're not talking about is why it's happening. And the why it's happening is because we don't have the resources to maintain the wealth that we could get.
What can I let me?
So that's why it's
Hold on, time out, stop. Now what she's saying, because my issue is we don't have the wealth to maintain it. Now wealth is different than income. And I want to go to Lady J's point. Black support, black demographics. I got this off of Black Demographics. It says black-owned businesses, and I want y'all to listen to this shit. Numbers, Lady J, since you want them, because I'm gonna give you the numbers because you never gave me the place. I'm gonna give you the numbers. Black-owned businesses in the United States increased by 34.5%. That was beautiful. Between 2007 and 2012, totaling 2.6 million black firms. Listen, more than 95% of these businesses are mostly sole proprietorships proprietorships or partnerships which have no paid employees.
Okay, so you
Wait,
want me to tell you what happened, Hatim?
No. Time out. No. Listen. No. You don't know. No. Listen to me. See, listen. There you go with that bullying shit. You're not gonna do that shit. Listen to me.
Come on now.
You're not gonna do that shit to me, right? Because I'm listening. I gave you what you wanted. I gave you the numbers, and now you're gonna explain to me why the numbers are when I opened up, give you the reason why a majority of black businesses are don't have employees because we don't have the wealth. You know what I'm saying?
We don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the fact that you stating facts. We don't have it.
Did you stir
Most of these so-called businesses are basically hustles that can maybe maintain one person, but they can't even maintain a family.
So, and I don't mean to be, because the piece is, we have this, if we, as black people, don't listen to what our ancestors said, and one of those is in the laws of Ma'at, being able to distinguish the real from the unreal. I got people in my own circle that are not looking at reality. We're still looking at hope. Now, this whole movement, the ADOS movement, the reason it sparked something with me was because they are addressing immediate need. And it might take generations for us to get it. But it's something that's deeper than all the other stuff. And I'm going to say this. Another reason, and in my research, do you know that the reparations movement had a head of steam and was moving and could have been at a whole nother level than where we are right now? But do you know when that steam started? Between 1987 and a certain year, something happened where all of a sudden the discussion for reparations was taken off the table. Anybody want to guess what year that was? Anybody want to guess what year that was?
1988.
No. What year did my boy Obama run? The whole reparation shit was taken off the table. 07, 08. Just totally derailed. We done gave y'all a black president. Now everything should be okay. We all equal now. We're in a post-racialist society. What are you still talking about? There is individuals achieving. When we look at the numbers, and the numbers are looking bleak for us, and we still can't see the reality, that shit is a shame. Oh, God. But go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody, go and take it, Shaka. You had something you wanted to say before I start going off on my tirade. I'm going to say this page.
I'm just saying, Hatem, because it doesn't hit the news doesn't mean it's not happening. And I feel that from what I was saying earlier, there are and especially in the Carolinas, there are brand new townships that are all black owned, and they're investing, and they're just like the hard money lender I was telling you about here in Cleveland. We just bought some territory. Go ahead.
Please don't say stuff like that. You're going to have so much that.
Say that again.
Please don't say that. He's going to say that you're oh, yes.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But
Shaka, I'm listening. Shaka, give me numbers, man. Give me data, right? Because let me tell you what the data say for your son. Because me and you gonna be in our late 80s. What the data is showing is that by 2053, if we continue on this path of illusionary wealth and illusionary money for us out there, our children's wealth will be at zero.
Is it you're saying illusionary?
Y'all listen. You are
This
not
is
following the laws
what
of
I wanna
Ma'at.
say.
You are not
This is
following
what
the
I
laws of
wanna say.
Ma'at. You have not learned to distinguish the real from the unreal, and you could go out and you
Hold
can
on.
see it all around us.
This is what I want to say.
Check this out.
Real quick,
I
can I
know-
say something?
It's always real quick, but it never is. But go ahead.
Real quick. Okay, so one thing I want to say is that, my great grandmother, Riola Ross, she used to say all the time, and it used to piss me off, I give it to God, I give it to God, I give it to God, right? And there was this idea that all things that she could control, she would, and those things that she could not, she would relinquish into the universe, right? There was no need on her focusing on things that she could not control. She had to control the things that she could and give the rest to the universe. And so with me and my people, only thing that I am saying is that we have to learn to control those things that we can. And one thing that we can, and I believe it because I'm speaking for myself, I'm speaking for my friends,
I'm about to get
is
you.
that
I
doubled my income, my yearly income in no time. Right? It's time for me to buy property. It's time for me to do something where I acquire wealth that I can pass down to my children. It's only right. We have a whole area here, the Linden community. I keep telling people, like, what is right is even if we didn't move there right now, we would acquire a block or two. It would behoove us not to. There's already business.
You're not even
gas
listening to
station,
me.
grocery store. There's already everything over there that we could end up potentially, because of gentrification, buying out and owning ourselves. And I'm just saying. We have to control those things that we
You
can.
don't listen.
And part of it is how we spend our money. We are socializing
There you go.
spend money we don't have on things that we don't need. They socialize us. Through TV, we have our
It's not
kids
even
walking
about the
around,
things that we don't need. It's
Man, I've seen children. When our children,
There you go. There you go.
This is the sense of entitlement generation. This idea that you
Ain't
don't
no
have
different
to
than
work for the
ours.
things-
We was entitled too, Lady J. Give me a break. See, because for us to go on and look at this generation and be like they are entitlement generation, I feel you. I feel your anger, but that's the no.
Yo,
But
what
they was just like us. They're not different. They see certain things.
Look at our spending
Where I
behavior.
grew up at in my house, it was different.
Lady J, what I'm saying is
These
that
they have iPhones.
Lady J, what you saying? What you trying to say, Lady J?
They have $1,000 iPhones, $300 tennis shoes, $400 jeans, and their parents is fucking their ass to get these things.
Lady J, Lady J, so what are you saying? Lady J, what is your platform? Because I set this up so that one, we could deal with our issues directly. So what are you saying? See, because I want to get down to the bottom line, because I brought up reparations. Hold on, because you do not help this conversation move forward. If, and I'm just saying this, because what you're saying is very valid. Many of us do waste money. I'm bringing up the hold on. I'm bringing up the discussion about reparations, and you always go back to, well, what about black on black spending? Come on, man. Now, hold on. Now, I'm going back to your grandma's quote. You do what you can, and you leave the rest to God. Politics is something that we can take control of, goddammit.
I agree.
Hold on. So if you agree, then what is the issue between me and you? I'm bringing up reparations and shit that we can do because I can't pocket watch everybody, and I'm not gonna do that.
There's no issue between me and you because I too feel like the people are owed the reparations, and I feel like one of the reasons that could cure this for me, right? The idea that the government, because they paid the Japanese Americans, they've already paid reparations to people. They've already paid them. So it behooves me to say
or for anyone to say that we're not old as well. So I'm not saying that we're not old, Tim. What I am saying is one piece of the problem. We have the destruction of a black civilization. There's some things that we got to look at as well. We can't just think that we have not been able to do
Lady J, nobody said that. You going on, you go off on these tangents. Nobody said that. I could go through the history probably better than you and tell you where we have achieved everything that we needed to do. But on the soil of America, every time we have tried to achieve and every time we have achieved, we have had the hand of government. We have had mobs that were protected by the government come in and destroy it. There is nothing that we cannot do. What we do need is we need the government that we paying our goddamn money to go and make sure that when shit happens like that, there is some consequence so that it will never happen again. Period.
Now that's the part that's unrealistic.
No, that shit is not unrealistic because you're paying taxes. You're getting pimped every time you go buy a cigarette or buy a pack of gum. And these motherfuckers have basically systematically closed you out. All we saying as ADOS is that it's our time to speak up, even if we don't get the shit. Because a lot of y'all just think it's about winning an election.
I'm not saying that we should not have an entity that advocates and protects us. I'm just saying that when you call upon the government to do so, you got to understand it's contrary to the agenda against us.
No, wait, time out.
So the PC.
Time out.
What's that?
That's totally flawed. You know what? You know what the flaw is, and I had that issue too. You know what the flaw in your logic is? You're looking at America as if you are an outsider, brother. You're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. And just to correct you.
So wait, hold on.
Like,
this is your government. Hold on. This is your government. This is your government.
There's the American people and there's the American system. When it comes to the system, that is not the behavior of our people. That's the behavior of the system. What it comes down to is our behavior. We get back to the subject at hand. Our spending is the behavior. When you look at your own household and how much money you spend at Walmart on an annual basis, it's not because we're spending badly. It's because in the communities that we don't have the resources to be able to put on a marketplace that Walmart does.
Exactly.
When you look at Walmart and Home Depot and what's that?
I'm gonna say this. If you have a successful business, wait. All right, cool, Lady J, I hear you. But let me tell you the threat to let me tell you the threat to Ujamaa. We developed Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Me and Lady J get famous because we had one of these motherfucking arguments. And I'm like, Lady J, you're delusional. And she like, brother Hatim, you old. And we develop a fan base of 10, 20, 30,000 people that's just tuning in on a weekly basis to hear me and Lady J spar and hear Shaka come in and every now and then do one of his musical selections, but then at the next moment drop something profound and have Sister calling in from Wazadugu, Sister Kim, dropping the stuff from across seas, looking at us from the outside in, and everybody's tuned in. The issue with that is that because we are in a system that has been totally developed, it will be hard for us to truly compete as a media company with those individual companies out here that have been well established. Now, is one thing in hustling. Wait, I'm not finished. I ain't finished. There's one law that I have learned from dealing on the streets, and that's big bank, take little bank.
Okay.
Go ahead. I can't finish. Go ahead, Lady J. Go ahead.
I would just like to say, dang it, now I done forgot. You said little bank.
Little bank, big bank, take little bank every time. There's no way that any of our business can compete with Amazon. There's no way at this point in time the way America is structured right now.
This is a one-hitter quitter, Hatem. Are you ready?
None of yours have been one-hitter quitter.
Can I get a drum roll, please? Can I get a drum roll?
I got it.
We are in the midst of the Great Awakening.
Listen. Lady
We
J,
are in the Great Awakening.
how was that a one-hitter quitter? How's that a one-hitter quitter?
Great Awakening.
And most of the awakening is taking place over Google. What are you talking about?
Well, whatever.
Most people are getting information off of goddamn Google, which is a white company
Man, let me
that's
tell you.
controlling
Hey, y'all,
information.
listen.
You
We
fucking
already
break.
know.
How's that a one-hitter quitter? You got to come better than that with me, baby. I'm expecting more out of you.
Oh my God.
Hey, can I say something? And this is real. I knew a young lady who, from the age of 16, worked in a family restaurant down in North Carolina, in Plymouth, North Carolina. All right, her family
Call in,
restaurant
Quasi.
she worked in. Huh?
No, Quasi is saying it's too much Pisces energy. He talking about me and Lady J. Call in.
Right.
We got some Aries in here. We need some air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's me. Now check this out. So the piece is that at the age of 23, this girl just working full time at her parents. She raised $20,000 and she put a down payment on a property in New York or in New Jersey. All right. My point in telling her story is the fact that where she's from, and because of the behavior that she had and the discipline that she had, or just the lifestyle she had, she didn't have all those extras that she needed to get. She didn't need the $1,000 iPhone and all of this other stuff because she had a practical life. She was living within her means. She did not
Can
go
I
out
tell you a
and
story,
try to
Doctor?
establish herself. Hold after me. She didn't try to establish herself with all the Joneses and all of that. I just want to get down to one punchline in this conversation.
Get the punchline.
What it comes down to is a behavior, and our financial, the way that we spend is the reason why we, and I'm speaking to myself too. I make money and I spend it because that's income. In terms of wealth, that has yet to come because wealth typically takes more than an individual to create.
Yes, it does. Thanks for bringing it up because I'm about to hit y'all. I'm about to hit it.
Can I say this? Can I say this? You said wealth takes what? More than a lifetime?
No, he said wealth takes more than an individual. Wealth is a community possession.
Okay.
It's not an individual thing.
All right. Okay. And so I just want to say this. I agree. I remember this is where my hope came from, right? My hope. So I had this principal, right? The principal grew up in the Linden community. She went to Linden McKinley, right? And a black woman. And every day I would go to school. Every day she told me the same thing. Janelle Ross, you're going to be okay. Jay Ross, you're going to be okay. You got to get rid of your ghetto mentality. And every day I would tell her the same thing. I don't have a ghetto mentality. Well, one day she took me to her house, right? She took me to her house that she had built over there near Mifflin. And when I figured out that this woman who had went to Linda McKinley, who grew up I knew her, I met her mom, I worked with her sister, so I knew, right? So anyway, my whole point in saying this is that it did take the community. It took her parents because one day she told me she lived with her parents until she was like 33. Her mom allowed her to live there, so all this time she's teaching and she's becoming a principal and she's stacking her bread, and now she's built who knows how many houses. She's over minority something over at Ohio State now, right? So I seen this, and this is why I knew that I too could do it, right? That gave me a sense of hope. Seeing that woman that built her house from the ground up, a beautiful house, and she was like in her 30s. In the 30s, or she couldn't have been too old.
Guys, can I jump in?
Yes, ma'am. You gotta get it where you can. Come on.
Yeah, I gotta go fast. So I'm listening to you guys, and me and Tim are about the same age. I'm in my 50s. I'm in my early 50s. So I've seen people, go full circle. And what I'm saying to you all is this: we are in a situation where our wealth is at a point where we can't even.
The signal drop. Sister Kim, you gonna?
Wow.
All I'm saying, listen, because it gets to a point where y'all say it's our spending habits. We are where we are right now because of our spending habits. Is this what I'm hearing both of y'all say?
Not habit, but the overall behavior.
All right, cool. So, Sister Kim, you back in? You want to finish? Because of our overall behavior. All right.
And for example, when she just talked about the family or the woman that lived with her parents until she was 33, the flip side of that coin, Hatem, is that we are feeding our young men to. Okay, let me just say this: in the experiences that I've seen, when you take a woman who is raising her kid for whatever situation she got on welfare, right? When that child ages out, typically for the young men, he's pushed out of the nest. He's pushed out of the nest without the resources or the understanding to be able to survive independently in the world. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Now, that ain't even that philosophy,
right?
But I hear you, yeah.
1 out of 10, Hatem, with the black boys that we've dealt with, 1 out of 10, how many of them fit that scenario?
Every last one. I'm just saying that it wouldn't even pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. It was just good luck. Fuck that. It wasn't.
Right.
They didn't get to pull yourself up by the bootstrap talk. They got the good luck, nigga, and get out.
Right. Now let me ask you this: 1 out of 10, how many of them ended up in the penal system?
For us, well, I mean, we look at our numbers. We did pretty good, Shaka, because we might have had 4 out of all the young people that you have seen.
Wait.
House.
I'm not talking about just between me and you. I'm talking about on a national level.
On a national level, we're talking. We got over. You know what I'm saying? Shit, there's a whole lot of black people in there. But Sister Kim is back. Sister Kim, go and get it out before it cuts off on you again.
Yeah, I know.
That's glass.
So my main point is we don't have enough money or wealth.
She's still talking and going, boy. The system is working on you, Sister Kim. You gonna get it out. You might have to type it in. I'm on the chat right now. You might have to type it in. You call back in and try again. They dropped out. But I'm thinking I could get a genuine sense, but I can't because I don't know. I don't have the power to know exactly what people think.
Tough love if you want to, man. Even if you just want to come in and listen, jump on the line if you want. You got the number?
614-556-4535. Listen, family, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, are we saying that we are where we are because of our behaviors? Lady J, Brother Shaka, is that what I'm hearing from y'all?
I'm saying that we have behaviors.
I'm saying that's the primary factor
through our progression.
You said what? Say it again, Lady J.
I believe that's the primary factor.
And Lady J, you say what?
I'm not saying that it's a primary factor. I'm saying it's we engage in behaviors that are counterproductive to the progression of us as a people.
All right, now I got a question for you. What does that have to do with the demand for reparations? From either one of y'all points, what does that have to do with a discussion about reparations?
Because, oh my goodness, I don't know why you want to picture me, Hatem.
It ain't just you, it's Shaka too. I'm asking y'all, what does that have to do with the discussion of reparations? Are you saying we don't deserve it because we got bad behaviors?
What it has to do with Hatem for me is the fact that we are still treating. Listen, we are still treating our oppressors, or put it like this. We are treating them as if they put us in a fair game, like we're playing a fair game, and we're not. And the thing is that when you change your MO, we have to design the game, and we have to demand that the rules are respected. That's what it is.
But in the sense of what you're saying is the same thing that I'm saying.
And if we don't have the numbers to do that, then
who in the hell is that in my background?
On this line right now.
Who is that? All right, cool.
I don't know.
Lady J and her rowdy friends. Well, go ahead and finish what you said. Thank you for muting your phone, Lady J. Shaka, you still there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you remind me of where I was at?
You saying we don't
Yeah, my
deserve
mind
reparations?
Okay, yeah. So we talking about the behavior, right? I believe that it really does take for us to establish our own territory, so to speak, not just physical territory, but territory in the matters of how we get dealt with. We have been dealt with since we got here, and I'm saying that we have to, just like every other culture, we have to demand that when you deal with us, you deal with us on our terms.
Hold on.
You know?
So what they got to, I mean, listen, that's what the call for reparations are. That's what it is.
Right, but I'm talking about the behavior leading to that. Right?
But hold
now,
on,
we're
time out.
deal.
Hold on. Shaka, listen, family. This is why I say circle the wagons. Because because somebody has the same skin tone and may even have the same experience.
I get where you're going.
Right.
We had this part. I get
See, what we're concerned about is the larger group. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, boom, we need to demand what we gonna get, and those that are gonna go out and fuck up what they get or whatever, that's on them.
You know what, Hatem? And what we're coming back to is the old conversation. The old
yes.
conversation of where are the black leaders? It's not a matter of where are the black leaders. Where's the followership?
I ain't even getting on that piece. What I'm getting on is that the small tribes that we're talking about forming through Gye-Nyame journey, like Gye-Nyame journey or with Gye-Nyame journey, those are the individuals that will get together and be able to use whatever is given to us and be able to train our children so that we will not be in the same position. Because all we need is, in a sense, for this inheritance or for this leveling, this true leveling of the playing field. You know what I'm saying? Because we need, when police deal with us, we need to make sure that they understand that there's going to be real consequences, not just us going to jail, but real consequences on the federal and the state level if they fucking with us in the wrong way. If I could prove, and on top of that, when I bring the charges, just like I have to prove myself innocent, they have to prove themselves innocent first, because I'm part of a protected class. Period. Because I have my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents didn't have the opportunity that yours did to run wild. Period. I'm saying, fuck leveling the playing field for everybody. Fix it for us first. Anybody that got a beef with that is not my ally. Is not my family. I don't understand how you can have a beef with a motherfucker that's been running the race since the beginning of the goddamn race. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even in the race. I was the track or the shoes that you was using to run on this motherfucker. And I'm just saying, now you take me off, you don't use me up, and all of a sudden, now you gonna bring other motherfuckers to take my place and just wash my whole shit out? No! You shall not pass. I'm saying that to Bernie Sanders. You shall not pass. Kamala Harris. You shall not pass. Cory Booker. You shall not pass. Warren or whoever the fuck. Because the whole piece is family. We have the tools right now to communicate and get enough of us on board to where we can affect national elections. When a motherfucker lose because they fucking with us, when motherfuckers put out of office because they fucking with us, they will understand the ramifications of dealing with us in a respectful fashion. That's all I'm saying, man. Walmart prospers because of political legislation that was put forth for them. Amazon prospers because of political protections and political policies that was laid down for them. Google prospers and their owners prospers because of the legislation and the politics that's being played for them. I'm saying as a group, we deserve that. Now, those that fuck up, That's on them. What I'm saying is that I'm here for my tribe. If you want to be out there and you want to do your own thing, cool. But what if I got 40 people with me and there's a lump sum payment, or there's certain things and we are able to guide each other to a successful position where we can start genuinely competing in America for American money, rather than having 95% of our business only making enough money to support the motherfucker that started the business. 95%.
Listen. And you tell me where you feel about this. I mean, because Hatem, here's the piece. In this call, I like permission. It's a 3-minute piece that I wanna play for y'all. But before I get into that, man, you got a whole bunch of Eli Lillies out in the hood making a lot of money doing the same thing that he do. All right? But the piece is that, are we coming together? Are we bringing those money together? Because that could be an established wealth. But we are not.
How is that money going to be protected, Shaka? I mean,
Exactly.
Think about this, Shaka. I mean, let's say you got the Eli Lillies, the dope boys out there that say, look, I'm conscious. And they get a conglomerate of individuals together. Where's the political clout to protect the money when they start banking it or when they start spending it? What's going to stop the motherfucking ATF from rolling on them, or the IRS from rolling on them for tax evasion? That's what politics is for. Economics is the gun. Politics is knowing when and where to pull the trigger. All I'm saying is,
We don't have any Eli Lillies in our hood.
that's true.
We have people working in a black market underground economy. Eli Lilly is sanctioned by the government.
Oh, that's another one of those.
Not the same. You got to understand the difference. Selling drugs is working in the underground black market economy.
Damn, she coming on dropping juice. They cutting you off, sis. They cutting you off. See, and the only piece that I'm trying to put up is we need to make demands. But when we make demands, the discussion that Lady J and you have about our habits is discussions that we need to be having locally with our family. This is not when we start talking about reparations, we don't need no niggas talking about, well, what about all the McDonald's money we be spending? That shit is incredible. That's crazy.
You know what? And call it what it is, because man, let me tell you something. And it comes from Godfather piece. It's just this.
Gina, put this on
But
by my bed.
the piece is that
Guys,
it is
Let her go, because you know she's going to get cut off. Remember your Godfather piece. I'm going to
Go ahead.
remind you. Go ahead, Sister Kim, because they cutting you off. Go ahead, girl. They got her again. The hit is out. So soon as Kim, soon as you come on, start talking. Boom. And you got to drop quick jewels, because you already see that the lines is messed up. So soon as you come on, you got to just cut in. Guys, I recognize your voice by now. So let us know. She is our correspondent from Wazudugu. And we need to go and hear from, because she looking at our community from the outside in. She looking at our national body from the outside in. She's in Africa. And I keep on wondering. Go ahead, Kim. Go ahead. Say it. Come on. Say it, Kim. All right, Shaka, you was talking about the Godfather. When you hear it, stop.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, it's just business. But when it comes to family business, it is no one else's business.
It's nobody else's business.
And
that's all I'm saying. See how because white folks don't get up and argue about their spending in front of the whole country.
Right.
We the only ones.
Right.
I asked you to do something with that. We the only ones that get up and talk about buying power. Not really telling people that includes dishwashers and washing machines and cars and soap and toothpaste and all the necessities of life. It also includes the gas bill, the electric bill, and all that shit. All that shit we have to get, and none of us control. None of us on any type of level control any of that stuff. Now, there's ways that we can get in on that. When Gye-Nyame was trying to do it, motherfuckers was shying on me on that shit. Motherfuckers wouldn't call me back. Motherfuckers even got mad at me. So I'm like, this is one of the come-ups. So I said, fuck it, I'm just going to do the media piece.
So,
Go ahead.
so let me ask you this: How real in these small is this communism?
Is it what?
Communism.
What is communism?
The ideal. Are we?
The ideal what?
The ideal of us coming together on a tribal level and maintaining our own inner state of economics, our own culture.
That right there is our culture. It's not capitalism. It's not socialism. It's not communism. That's all labels that they have applied to it, which limits our ability to grow up under those things because we're trying to apply a title to a way we have been living for a very long time. Shaka, you know for a fact that we would have broke motherfuckers come in the house and everybody would eat. In many cases, regardless of their effort towards even applying anything to that meal. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers would have a warm place to sleep, regardless of their efforts in handling the house and shit. Motherfuckers.
I mean, Hatem, I remember a whole week where we survived off of beans and a bag of bread.
But we shared it. And it's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
So we're trying to put Western labels on something that we have always done. I do what I do because I see my grandmother do it.
Right.
I see my grandfather do it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing something that has been handed down to me, a responsibility. My family is riddled with people that have been adopted in and taken care of. That's been my family. That's been part of my southern roots. So, you know, so then I'm looking at this and I'm like, boom, we're trying to apply this label on it. Yeah. In our system, there are things that look familiar, look very similar to capitalism. In our system, there are things that look very similar to socialism. In our system, there are things that look very similar to what they would label as communism. The whole point is, regardless of what system you want to label it, I call it my culture. And I'm saying that my culture is a national treasure. I'm saying that my culture was the basic framework off of which this shit we call the United States of America, who has $111 trillion in wealth right now. I'm saying that a majority of that shit right now is because of my ancestors. And then on top of this, I want to ask all those people out there right now, and I want you to think about this deep. There was an article that I posted up online, because a lot of people don't pay attention to my articles. It was also in a newsletter. A lot of people don't pay attention to my newsletter or subscribe to it. There's an article that I posted up where they're talking about the largest wealth transfer in the history of the world that will be taking place in the next few years. And that amount of money that's going to be transferred is $68.7 trillion. I have a question for all you black motherfuckers out there that want to argue with me about or argue with individuals that's talking about reparations. How much of that $68.7 trillion are you going to get in your inheritance? Because they're talking about from the baby boomer generation transferring wealth to Generation X, which is my generation, or below them. How many of us, actually, all those that's calling into the show, how many of y'all going to benefit from that? How many of y'all even able to benefit from that? Go ahead.
Can I play this piece for you right quick?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, you go ahead. Listen for Sister Kim, though.
Well, give me 1 second. Hey, Pharaoh, I'm going to need you to be quiet, boy. Take that upstairs.
It's real life at Gye-Nyame, Johnny.
Here we go. Let's see. you up, Tommy Bottom. It's called Basic Economics.
Lyrically, my game is nice. I can sit around without your mind and sell it back to you for half price. I might even do it twice. See, I spit precise family poem paragraphs that penetrate to a take land and make your mind expand. Make you understand that the very so hot between slinging rock and trading stock. This is basic economics. Buy low, sell high. Your price determines where demand meets supply. See, most of us don't want to admit it or even hear it. You see, being a drug dealer is the epitome of the entrepreneurial spirit. See, capitalism breeds capitalism. So this demand for a product, best believe somebody going to supply it. See, they got the right mind, it's the wrong crime. Because see, really, even Eli Lilly sell drugs of all kinds. We don't have to worry about packing knives, tapping their phone line because they got politics and public opinion on their side. See, the only way to survive in this society is to have a hustle mentality. See, as long as you're working for your money's not working for you, you'll forever be a slave. Bill Gates and now stack all that cake sitting around waiting for a promotion to raise it. Now you got the whole game on lock and you ain't worried about prison time. So you can flip a 16th into an ounce and an ounce into a kid. It seems to be no reason me you can't exert the same amount of energy learning to hustle the Dow Jones Industrial. So you need to be fucking with that NASDAQ, leave that crack alone. Or you can just invest in duplex, home and rent, two different tenants, and use the rent money to pay off the loan you have. Or you can continue to grind and hustle and drug streets for peace. Ain't about what you got, it's about what you can keep. See, when that task force sweep, best believe they're taking the cars, the rivers, the beach, the cash, the crib, the fly, the secret speech. End up getting sent to a 10 pieces, get released, trying to look for peace, but you can't get to a piece because that felony on your record got you marked as a beast. You gotta go back to the streets so you can cop you a piece, so you can take you a piece. That's what the streets don't see peace. That's just one of the many vicious cycles to compromise the struggle. Now, understand we can't all do it like Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable, so don't stop hustling, just change your hustle. See, America is designed to get rich. There's a million and one ways to get paid off in this bitch, and most of them is legit. Just find the market you want to target, produce a service they know a product, and your revenues match your expenses is going to equal your profit.
Man, you gonna get me sued.
As long as you have the have, you always have the have not. So it's up to you to decide whether or not you're happy with what you got. And if not, you got to concoct a plot that's going to raise the stock and be willing to hustle and grind from sunrise to sundrop. Because believe me, ejaculation is the only thing that comes easy. Too many cats have played a lottery think the stock market is too risky. Now I know I spit this poem with a whole lot of ebonics, but it don't matter who said, or how it's been said, it's still just basic economics.
Sucker, I thought you was gonna play yo shit, man. You put that shit on my show, I'm liable to get blocked, man. I didn't know. Oh, God. But,
Oh, my bad.
yeah, oh, man. I mean, and you know, because now that type of stuff is to be posted on Gye-Nyame Journey where people go see that. But, hey, it don't make a difference because we don't get paid any money.
You know what? All you got to do, so this stream don't get blocked.
Don't worry about that. Listen, I'm not worried about
Let me tell y'all what I just witnessed, right? So I've been listening, but I was in the store, right? You know when y'all heard all that commotion?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the store, and there's a white woman in there, and there's two white cops. And I didn't even realize they were in there. They was over there having a little silent powwow. But anyway, the woman must have been, she ain't stealing, but I don't know what the hell wrong with her. She might have mental illness. But anyway, the cop tells her that her just being in the store is offensive. So I'm guessing she may be homeless. He told her that she being in the store was offensive, but she didn't steal anything. They didn't find any thing on her. But yeah, that's what that commotion was. The white woman was in there stinking, and that's what the smell was. That's why they told her she was offensive for being in there. She smelled like straight cheese. But they made her disrobe, and clearly she didn't have one any clothes up under her coat. It was just the oddest thing.
Hey.
But I was glad that I turned that corner and it wasn't someone that looked like me in trouble.
Right. Right, so they following us, so they know where we are. So they're gonna put on performances so that we feel good. That was a trick, Lady J. Don't fall for it. That white woman was an undercover agent. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh shit. No, but
That was loss
at the end of
prevention,
the
making
day,
sure you wasn't stealing. I'm playing.
At the end of the day, like I said, I look at some of the white kids at my school, right? And I think about that book that they wrote. It's a historical fiction, because Mildred Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, she wrote it. But it talked about how some, and I'm not saying, don't take this the wrong way, Hakim.
You know
but
I am.
she just talked about how the family that she's writing about, they had acquired property after the Revolutionary War. So whereas they were poor, but they were working on this property, there had some white people around them that were poorer than them. You know what I'm saying? Who lived amongst them. And I go to places like Down Parsons, South Side, West Side, and again, I am reminded that there's just levels to white people too.
Lady J,
There's levels to white people too.
That's not in contest. I mean, we're not.
But I just want to ask this too. We're not allowed to talk about anything other than reparations.
No, Lady J. What I'm saying is, when I bring up reparations, what you often bring up is the counterpoint to, in a sense, because in a sense was what other people might hear is niggas don't deserve reparations because of our behavior.
People hear. That's not what I'm saying.
But Lady J, what I'm saying is not all the time.
I'm just saying that meanwhile, in between time, we need to do what we can to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Lady J, Gye-Nyame journey is all about that.
I told you my girlfriend has bought 2 houses 2 years in a row with her tax refund. 2 houses 2 years in a row. She owns 2 properties, and the only thing she and her husband did was take their tax refund and purchase the property, right? And then her daddy was a carpenter. He could build, go in the side and redo houses, and he would take his 5 girls with him, right? He had all girls. And so these girls have learned how to do it.
Lady
so
J,
family
Lady
and
J,
their husbands, they all.
Lady
no,
J.
I'm just saying.
I hear
we gotta
you.
do what we can.
I hear you. Nobody is not saying, we're not saying stop and wait for reparations. I don't hear that in anybody's message. My whole piece is, one, I'm trying to demonstrate, listen, there is a case here. There is something that we need to bring up. But of course even when we get reparations, we shouldn't stop hustling, because the hustle builds muscle. You've never heard nobody say that. But what I'm saying is, when you doing the self-empowerment piece, right, it's a place for that. Because we need to have those discussions, and we need to be having those discussions in-house. You don't hear white people out there chastising their people when they having this discussion about the racial disparity.
This is in-house. This is right here.
But hold on. It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
What do you mean? This is in-house.
No, it's not.
What are you telling me?
No, it's not. This is not in-house.
You got to be fucking kidding me, Hakim.
This is not in-house.
You got to be.
It's not in house. What's in house? What's in house is when we are meeting with our tribe. That's in house. Right here.
This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say in that rebuttal. We are in the midst
I ain't
of
even an argument, so you don't need a rebuttal.
One thing that I do like about social media is it allows you to connect with people in other areas with similar ideas. Who can give you input again on what's going on there. So sometimes we're going to use our ancestors' playbook, but sometimes we're going to figure out what helped work for another motherfucker that was in the same situation, because this shit happens in waves. And so I think it behooves us not to have these discussions on this air, which is your platform, and a platform that I love to share with you. But why not?
Lady J, all I'm saying is, when you start discussing, and I'm going to tell you personally what I hear. What I hear, but until after we get done arguing, is that I bring up reparations, and you bring up, well, what about? It don't even matter what it is. Well, hold on. Well, what about our personal behavior? I'm not talking about that right now. There are issues and times where we could do stuff like that. As a matter of fact, if you want a show like that and you need a platform to do it all, you do it on Gye-Nyame Journey.
What I hear you saying is that the only topic to be discussed here, because it has been a repeated topic, is if I'm not talking about reparations, I'm not allowed to talk. That's what I hear you saying.
Okay, if that's what you hear, if that's what you need to hear, then go ahead.
Because you're going based off what you hear me saying, so I got to go based off what I hear you saying.
Exactly. If that's what you hear, by all means. But Lady J, what I'm saying is, like, for example, when we first started having a discussion about slavery and effects on our people, you would bring up the fact, well, white people were slaves too.
That's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I'm going to tell you what I said. What I said is that it is very sad that we are socialized to believing that only people that were slaves were black people. It's sad that when you
which people should black people worry about?
Into Google, when you input slaves into Google, a black picture comes up. So if we're talking about socialization, if we're talking about the fact that our kids, the only thing that our kids know is that they are descendants of slaves, and they don't know.
They are descendants of slaves. Most of them are descendants of slaves.
And wait a minute, let me finish. Or about the intelligence and the black awakening that occurred afterwards, which would have been to surprise them. We don't talk about those things. And the only thing I'm saying now is that that my black children don't know that white people have been slaves.
Now, why?
Who ask me, they think that
why don't they know?
Not been slaves because that is the history that white people want to erase. They don't want to acknowledge that the name slave comes from a Slav, which was a white person.
Now, but Lady J, what do you achieve? Lady J, what do you achieve once you get that knowledge out there?
What do I achieve?
Yeah, because I mean, if it's to raise self-esteem,
I achieve the fact that my children will stop having certain connotations when they hear black and other connotations when they hear white. They are no better than us at all.
Lady J. So you saying? Wait, hold on. I'm glad you hyped up because I'm about to get hyped up with you. I'm about to get hyped up with you. So you saying because we were slaves, because we went through the issue or we went through slavery. Our ancestors went through slavery. Then in some way, time out. In some way, we are less than.
What I'm telling you is that on textbooks, in the media, what they will highlight is our enslavement.
Oh my God!
That's what they highlight. They highlight our ignorance. They highlight our
and you know what? That worked good. That worked good for us. That worked good for us. That worked good for us because we're gonna be able to. Because I'm gonna throw that shit right back in their face. See, because the whole piece is you still think that our children's self-esteem is based on everything that's out. No, it's not. No, it's not because our children had the highest self-esteem.
They are socialized to believe that they are not as great as what they are. They are socialized.
So you telling them that they were not involved in slavery? I'm about to go on and click your ass.
When we celebrate those students for doing well, the kids sit there shy. We do celebrations for their birthday. They won't sit up at their seats. But a lot of
that's because of the socialization of slavery.
Everything is done.
Hold on. Time out. Stop. So all of this is because our ancestor lost a battle. And some of us are over here as a result of a battle that we have lost in a generational battle. We're saying that we should kind of hide this shit rather than deal with it. Maybe the discussion around slavery that we have been having for the last 25 years has been wrong.
It is.
Now, no, you saying it's wrong because what you want to do is you want to prove that everybody was in slavery. Part of our claim is that we have a specific time and a specific place where this shit was happening. No. You let me tell you this. Hold on. We have a specific time and a specific place in which something happened to our people that was unjust and was sanctioned by the government that these motherfuckers need to pay for.
And you know what?
Now,
you know what else
now,
happened
when you
during
bring
that
up all the
time?
other
You know
shit,
what
when you
happened?
bring up all the other
You want to
shit,
know what else happened during that time?
no, I already go, because
because
you
why
gonna.
we need to have discussions around slavery was the fact of how those white men were doing our men. All of that shit that went out, all the cool that went on, that they were censored, and they didn't want the fucking world to know, that they didn't want parts of this country to know that happened during slavery, that our people don't even know about. Those are the things that need to be said. So what?
But Lady J, so wait, time out. This is the point. This is the question. And this is why I'm saying the way we've been studying it possibly for the last 25 to 30 years. We haven't been studying it. We've been jumping right over and being like, well, we had great civilizations here and we did this. And because I've been part of that historical discussion where we jump right over it and we have not encouraged any of our young people really to go in and study the effects and some of the shit that was really happening. I think it's something that we need to deal with and something that we need to talk about, because this is that aspect of our history is what makes us America. And a lot of times what I feel is that some people are so, they want everybody to feel good all the goddamn time that we can't look at the realities of history. Our ancestors were tortured. They were raped. They were restricted from doing all types of stuff, and we don't have the discussion so that we don't know how to frame the discussion in a proper way so our children can really deal with it, or even as the adults. We want to glance right past that shit so quick. Move past it. We're bigger than that. Yes, we are. And nobody is even saying that. Well, I'm not saying that. We're much bigger than that. But that is a major part that made us into what we are. And many of the behaviors and many of the habits that y'all be exhibiting and that y'all are talking about is a result coming from slavery. And how can we conquer them if we don't take a real look at it and understand where we were and how we got here and why we are here and why your grandfather or your great-grandfather or grandmother or great-grandmother couldn't have been that billionaire that's sitting up there right now, or at least left you $1 billion. Why is that? Is it then also let's go back to some of the numbers. 1 out of every 7 families, because you want to bring up other poor people and all this shit. 1 out of every 7 white families are millionaires. 1 out of every 50 black families are. Now, is that because they hustle harder than us? Or is there a big gap in history that we're not going over? That we don't want to discuss because it makes us and other people feel uncomfortable. Fuck that. Be uncomfortable when I come in the room. You supposed to be uncomfortable when I come in the room because I'm a black man and I'm coming in the room.
I have to really analyze that because something about that don't seem right.
What don't seem right is that you have been caught up in the politics of hope. Motherfuckers been selling you hope the whole time. People been selling you hope the whole time. Out of all the millionaires, out of 11 million millionaires in America, we make up 8%. I already told you that. Out of all of the billionaires, we make 1.25%. And out of all the wealth, which is over $111 trillion in America, we control 2.6%. And the question that you always got to answer with your children is when they look around, they see other communities being able to do shit that we can't. One of the questions you got to ask is why? And part of the why is going back and understanding the history that affects us directly. I will not bury my immediate ancestors so I could go to motherfucking Kemet. I will not bury my immediate ancestors so I could talk about Mali. I will not bury my ancestors so I could talk about Songhai. I will not bury all those that's over here on this shore so that I can feel good about myself and feel good about my history. My ancestors struggled and survived some shit that nobody else could. And we still alive. And as long as we got breath in us, for any of us to bring up some of the bullshit we bring up in the discussion when we're talking about what is owed to us, I don't even want to say the words for what I think it is. It's crazy. There's a big hole in our history.
Say it, I feel. Say it.
I ain't gonna say it, family. I'm not gonna say it. Because I'm just saying. I'm gonna let other people say it. Because it's gonna become clear that many of us argue against what it is that we deserve, and the shit gets scary. I'm sitting up here, how could we argue against what we're owed? It makes no motherfucking sense to me.
You know what? I gotta jump in, and it's funny that I use the word jump because that's the whole piece. And I never thought I would be doing this, but if you wanted to, I'm sorry. Will Smith said something. He gave this whole little motivation speech, and if you want to look it up, it's called Jump. All right, and he's talking about how, like, you know, jumping off of a or skydiving, right? How, like, you being in a conversation with your friend, the person is like, "Hey, let's go skydiving." It's like, "Hey, that sounds fun. That sounds awesome." You know what I mean? And then, you know, and then the realer it gets, the more you try to talk yourself out of it. And then they finally talk you take the conversation to the point where it's like, man, I'm really putting this suit on. I'm really getting on this plane. And all the things that's going on through your head, you're trying to talk yourself out of it because you're afraid of what you've never done before. Right? And the hardest part, and just going back to Cam's piece of, yes, we must make our demands. At this point, we have nothing to lose. So why not just jump?
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. What's so problematic about us jumping? We got nothing to lose. We are standing, we are on what is described, whether we know it or not, in the 33 strategies of law as the death ground strategy. We're standing on the death ground, and we're still trying to negotiate and properly speak our way up out this shit. These motherfuckers got us surrounded by the army, and we got absolutely nothing to lose. And if we just surrender, they're going to sell us and our children back into slavery. That's the way I'm looking at it. This is why people don't understand. Don't come at me with no bullshit. Because my children are on the line. These motherfuckers got to do something because we know it's not right. I just got done telling you that personally I have a loved one that's in jail right now, and people like Manafort go to jail for 4 motherfucking years, and this nigga is serving 8 years. Y'all don't see the disparity? Y'all don't see that it ain't 13%. It ain't 13% of us in jail. We don't make up 13% of the population. Why is that? Why is that so hard for people to see? We're not 13. We're 13% of the population. We don't hold 13% of the wealth, and that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tell us. It's your fault that we don't have 13% of the wealth, 13% of representation within the federal government, state government, and local governments. And there's reasons for that. There's reason for that. And then on top of that, we're overrepresented in everything that's bad. We're underrepresented in everything that could do us some good and overrepresented in everything that could do bad. That has to do with us. We're getting our ass kicked. We at war and we don't even understand it. And when I say war, I want y'all to understand because it's more than just fisticuffs like I tell my kids. Politics is war. And we're just giving up. We're just giving up. Well, I'm going to vote for them because I don't want Donald Trump in office. Nigga, Donald Trump is in office right now. How much worse could it be? I lived through 2 terms of Reagan and 1 term of Bush. And through my hustle, I was able to get through it. I'm trying to make sure that anybody that get in that office have to address and deal with the issues that come from us, because for so long people have been able to put it on side burner and say, well, y'all not the only one poor. There's white poor people. There's poor white Asians. There's poor Asians. There's poor Hispanics. Nigga, I ain't asking you about none of that shit. I want somebody in there representing me. And am I wrong for asking for that? My interest. Our interest. Am I wrong? I gotta go. But go ahead, Shaka. You gonna get your closing words. Lady J, if you want to call back in and get your closing words, you can have them. Sister Kim, thank you for trying to tune in. And everybody else out there that might be seeing this later or whatever. But go ahead.
All right, since wow, we gonna do it like this then. We ain't gonna do it like this, just because I thought you was gonna hear some of mine earlier. I feel kind of obligated to end on this.
Go ahead, bro. Thank you.
I kind of feel obligated. Let's see if I can put this one right there. Here we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Can y'all hear it out there?
Here we go. I say, if we stand on our ancestors' shoulders, they told us the road less traveled is the coldest. Yo, we soldiers. The bitterest of winds couldn't hold us. They thought they broke us. It's bogus. But brethren to the back, stay focused. Them spread plague fears like locusts. No my smokers. Cigarette smoke, no jokers. Them found a new way to choke us. Attention soldiers, we gotta make them feel they spoke us. Lynch like the willie that sold us. Mystery unfold I. Mystery unfold I shine. Where my people at, make some noise for the movement. Feel the rhythm of the music we groove with. Now pay attention to the words I say. I go.
Amen.
I go.
Amen.
Where my people at, make some noise for the movement. Feel the rhythm of the music we groove with. Now pay attention to the words I say. I go.
Amen.
I go.
Amen.
I want to thank God for the gift that He grants to me to break down things so you can see the truth, the light with all my soul. From funk, jazz, and rock and roll, Miss A wicked man rule what's overdue. The revolution you and I may come true. We all born sinner and we won't break free until we overcome hypocrisy. So stop pointing finger, reach to the sky, listen to the message, hold your head high, say na 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 na, and y'all be like
na 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 na.
We need to stop speculating and move into action. The war isn't waiting, this is getting disastrous. Time to change the way we think, what we say, what we do, strategize, find the tools to build and execute. We are the ones that's chosen. The enemy is closing. They got the masses hypnotized. It's time for us to open their eyes. Word from the wise, never cast your pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time, 'cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine. Word from the wise, never cast your pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time, 'cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind.
Even when you reflect divine. Sister Kim. Oh,
hey, I wanted to say something real fast. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was in Mauritania. I lived in Mauritania for 4 years. Mauritania was the last country to abolish slavery. You can fact check me. So I met people, black people, who were actual slaves. I sought them out. I met them. I made a connection with them. You can go on CNN and watch this program about Mauritanian slavery. I went and met all those people and talked to them. And I met a slave family, slave children, and the first thing you do when you meet children is you ask them, how old are you? So that was a natural thing for me to do, and I did it. And the kids didn't respond. And you know why they didn't respond?
Why?
Because they don't know their age. These are little children. They don't like a dog wouldn't know his age. He's just born. That's how they were treated, just like that, like a property. So they were children. They didn't even know their age. So what I'm trying to say to you, you think about that for 400 years on a people. What kind of impact does that have? That has a lasting impact on your psyche. That has a lasting impact on your family. The slave family I met, the children looked like they were cousins because the woman didn't control her body because she had children from different men, and that's just how it is. Some were half Arab, some were full African. They just looked how they looked. They looked like cousins. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times we don't think about how slavery is in real life terms, how it impacts people. And this happened for 400 years. In Mauritania, they just abolished slavery in 1980, and they still have some relics of slavery. And if you watch that CNN special about Mauritania, those are the people that I actually met and talked to. So what I'm saying is, we are old because this was huge, and on top of that, we built a country. We built a country, and it devastated our families, and we.
She fell off. But Shock, I'm about. You did your song. You got any last words? Sorry, Miss Kim, it fell off again. But we gonna be toasting and talking. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to get up early because we gotta get clean to the place. But go ahead. You got any other last words? Because you did a song, but those weren't your last words, or were those your last words? Word to the wise, never cast your pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time because you can't sign divine even. Oh, I can't remember the list. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I will say this is that when I speak about behavior. I'm talking to myself, especially, and there's a time and a place for a collective to draw some type of revenue. But what it really comes down to is we still, as individuals, have to find a way to not just maintain in our own worlds, but to be the rulers of our own worlds before we can actually be the rulers of the world. You understand? So, that's just a little food for thought, I guess.
All right, family, I had my little blow up. I'm going to have to go outside and level myself out because I got to get ready. I'm going to celebrate my late birthday. I've officially lived over 50 years. I'm 51 years old. Made it to a lot of places where many have not made it, at least in my generation. And I'm very grateful, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and taking the time to join us on Gye-Nyame Journey, whether you're tuning in live or whether you're tuning in later on and checking out the stream. Let us know what you think. Let us know how we can improve. Also, but I'm going to say this. The arguments and stuff is going to continue because I want to keep my lines the way they are because I got many trusted people that call in, and I want them to be able to have a voice because Gye-Nyame Journey is about the people, is about the tribe, and is about the tribe being able to voice their opinions, even if they diverge from what I may think. So Lady J, she continue calling what she want, but she going to have to understand she going to get the reaction from me that she get. Same thing with Shaka. Me and Shaka don't agree all the time, and me and Quasi don't agree all the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because
what you mean we don't agree all the time?
You don't agree all the motherfucking time. About. That's that, you know what I'm saying? But that's tribe, goddammit. Nigga hung up. All right, family. This is Brother Hytel. I want to thank you for joining us live in the place where your hustle builds muscle, and in standing strong in the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Thank you, Anime. This is a Heart of December production, and we done another toast. We done killed it. This is a Heart of December production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I'm out. Gotta get ready.